we are celebrating some big changes. That's why I had John Baptiste on singing, "It's all right to have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Oh, it's all right. It's all right, friends. Change is good. You go first." I used to have a t-shirt like that. That's the motto for the Reshaped series. Um, so yes, we are celebrating a moment, a sort of landmark moment in the life of Worship Design Studio, as I have worked for over a year or more, feeling the call of the Spirit, the nudge of the Spirit, to find a way to make all of these materials more affordable for any church. And thank you so much. Thank you. That does me good. So, friends, I spent a long time um, trying to figure out how to create a less complicated back-end system that required a lot of different things to help us manage all of the thousands of people who were crossing our path. And that was before the days of, I mean, I built a custom website before the days of all of these subscription sites made for subscription sites. And so, um, we've come a long way, baby. And there are sites now specifically around subscriptions. And I searched a lot of different platforms and I ended up on Substack. And one of the reasons why that is, and I will tell you right now, it is a social platform, but a lot of my own mentors or people that I respect, thinkers, writers, um, especially in the field of religion and spirituality, but also science and a lot of the things that I'm interested in, are writing in Substack and offering some very wonderful substantive material in Substack. So I researched it. I studied the way they are using it, and found that I could offer all of my materials there, and it could turn into my email system. It could turn into a newsletter system. It could turn into something that's way more simple than what we were on, which served us well in pandemic. It really did, because we got to interact with each other in some major ways, some very direct ways. But I will tell you that the interactivity has dropped off since everybody became so busy again and out in the world and we're stuck in front of their computers. And so I just tried to keep a finger on the pulse of what you needed, what people were utilizing, and was able to find a way to get this subscription to all my materials down to it's not even a reasonable price. It's a ridiculous price. It's what one series used to cost. But I felt very, very convicted about this. Now, if your church, I will tell you, if your church still has it in your budget, and there were hundreds of subscribers that were just not contacting me saying we can't afford this anymore, could afford it. And so you can still afford it at that same price to both support the work and also to gift tiny congregations who can't even afford $100. And those are going to be mostly lay-led or part-time local pastors. And I will be making it available for whomever needs it. And that is my commitment. My call to ministry has always been to resource, especially pastors who are wearing all the hats, or churches that no longer can afford pastors. And if they can't afford it, then it doesn't help. So I've just jumped into the deep end, and here we go. We are going to do a little celebration and a little tour of the new Worship Design Studio website. But I'm going to start with the artsy fartsy fairy. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but we're going to watch it one more time just to remind you of the story behind the passion around all of this stuff. So let's take a look.
Now then, gather round and let me tell you the tale of a fabulous artsy-fartsy fairy. Long before she was Dr. Marcia, she was just a wee artsy-fartsy fairy growing up in Missouri, learning every sort of artsy-fartsy thing you could imagine. Dance, mime, music, painting, design, the lot of it. And would you believe it, they let her do it all in church. Well, it wasn't long before that young fairy spread her wings and flew clear to New York City, where she traveled the world with dance and theater companies, leaving a little spark of magic wherever she went. And with every new place and every new face, her heart grew, her mind grew, her spirit grew, until she knew she was meant for something more. So home she flew to her artsy-fartsy roots in the church. With degrees in theology, worship, and ethics tucked under her wing, she began helping churches create worship that was richer, more meaningful, more memorable, and just a wee bit more magical. The Worship Design Studio was born, and churches far and wide were sharing in the magic. But alas, every good fairy tale has an alas. The years grew hard, churches faced anxiety and hardship, and the artsy-fartsy fairy knew she had to do something. So she lifted her wand, gathered up every ounce of courage and compassion, and with one grand flourish, transformed the price of an annual subscription with access to all her fully scripted worship series. Just like that.
Oh, yes. Well, it wasn't just like that. Like it took a lot to make it happen. And that fabulous film by Jason Moore, my friend. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Amazing. So I wrote that script, and that's actually my voice sped up. So I sound like an artsy fartsy fairy. And it's just, I wanted a little bit of delight to go along with this move because it is delightful. It is absolutely delightful to have come to the place where I have almost 50 fully scripted worship series. I have so many hundreds and into the thousands, if you count them up over the years, of people who have been helped by this, and I'm counting on you to spread the word and get it, especially to those churches who couldn't afford it before. So thank you so much for being here and for your support. All right, friends, we're going to do a wee tour of the Worship Design Studio home. And so let me get to the actual thing on the Worship Design Studio homepage. Once you're in, this is what it looks like. And so it's a wee tour because it's actually pretty darn simple once you're in. Okay, it's much simpler than the former platform. You can see things much better. You have everything that you had in the other platform for the most part, and yet it's easier to see. So highly recommend that you use your computer, especially when you're going to be downloading those files, right? You can use the Substack app, but I'm not a big fan because it works more like Facebook with just the feed. And so getting to this actual page is much better on the computer. Now, you can use your digital device, but just use the browser rather than the specialized Substack app. That looks better and you can get to things. But again, you don't want to download files onto your phone, right? Okay, so that's the biggest thing. So get to it on your computer like this, and it will look something like this. Now, this top part, read the latest. Right now, it's just all about the change to Substack, but that's where I will put new things, new messages. And so whenever you come on, if you want to read the latest, just click on that, and I will have anything there that I want you to see when you come on. These are guides. These will stay the same. This is just to help you navigate the new site. Also for new people who will be on and have never used Worship Design Studio before, this will tell them all about how to navigate the series, navigate the educational materials, which are free to everyone, paid or not, about the liturgical year, right? So always training our people on our teams to help us, and some of them don't have a lot of background in the liturgical year, depending on if they came from what tradition they came from. So there's a little bit about that and a little bit about series and lectionary. So trying to help people understand that I love both of them, and they are good bedfellows, right? We can have both and. So, as we go down the page, you'll see that every liturgical season has its own sort of menu here. And you see the first four. Of course, we have many more, so I'm going to show you that in a moment. But you just scroll down and you see every one of the liturgical seasons. And we get down here below ordinary time. We have one-off resources. Now I have many more that I'm still putting on, but I put on the things that you might need right away, like World Communion Liturgy is coming up, All Saints Sunday ideas. I will try to keep that fresh and I will keep adding my one-off things that I have that I haven't put there yet. Takes a long time to get everything over here. And then we have articles. And so I will be writing articles, and those of you who are subscribed will get an email that has that article in it. Um, don't worry, I will not be sending a ton of things, right? Maybe every other week I'll put a new article on there or once a month. We'll see. I'm getting used to this just like you're getting used to this, but you're not going to get a ton of things in your email. And I'm going to show you in a moment how you can get even less in your email. All right. So whenever you're in these sort of blocks, you can view all and it will open up all of the things there, not just the first four things. And so you see there's a lot more articles there. Um, Now, when you're in somewhere else, you can use this menu to get back to where you were. You can use the back button, of course, or you can just click on the big Worship Design Studio logo and it will take you right back to that home page. Now let's go to Advent and let me show you how this shows up for Advent for the liturgical season. Sort of drop down menus. So I'm going to hit view all. That's going to bring up the Advent Christmas page itself where you can see more of them. But there's only 9 slots there. And so the rest of them you have to get to by clicking see all. And so that will put that in that line. And so you can see every last one of them. And so that's really what you want to make sure that you do is clicking on that see all because most of the seasons have more than what can just show on those first two. Now, I want to show you something here. Advent Christmas DIY series. I am slowly moving all of those subscriber only DIY series. These are the early series before I started doing fully scripted series. They're series, they have descriptions for every week, they have resource suggestions for every week, but you put them together in scripts in order of worship. And so in every one of our liturgical seasons, the last one will be this Advent, Christmas, or whatever season DIY series. And they have a page and they have a download. So, subscribers, this is a good place to show you the difference between free and paid. So, at the bottom of every series page or every page like this, you will see a Worship Design Studio, a small icon. Now, for those of you who are free subscribers, not paid, you will not see what's below that. It will say this is for paid subscribers only. If you are a paid subscriber, you will see downloads for paid subscribers. And you'll have a download button that goes directly to the files. In this case, it's all the DIY series files. But for each individual series, it will be that individual series file. So that is the way that we are really going to be able to get you directly into all of the files immediately and easily is just by doing that. All right, we are back. Now, let me show you one of the Advent. Let's just use the gift of being present, all right, as an example. So I go in here and all of the series have their own page. There's the description about it, and you can see some sample files. These will open scriptures and synopses, overview, the sample script from the series, which is usually the first one. So this is what you want to do as you're deciding what series you want to use. Then you watch the series trailer if you want. You see what all is included in those series. Those of you who have been with me for a while, you know about all of these copious resources in any series. This is where you'll get to the Get Ready webinar. So these pages really are your home base for each one of the series. Now, here's the next thing that I want to show you, and that is that you can go to a chat for each series. I have created a chat thread. And what I have done is I have brought over pictures and comments from from our former platform, from Facebook, from pictures people have sent me, comments about it. And this is where you can discuss every series in its own chat and also see what people before you have done so you can get ideas. Um, like for instance, might never even think of this unless you saw this member's photo, the piano wrapped up like a gift, because this is the gift of being present, and gifts are our anchor image. So that is a wonderful way to, get some more ideas about whether you want to do the series or not. For those of you who are free subscribers, you're not a paid subscriber, you haven't paid the $100 to have access to absolutely everything. You can purchase a la carte. They are $50 each, a flat $50. But friends, if you think you're even going to do two, having access to everything and being able to decide between everything is a wonderful thing. So just think about that. What I'm hoping is that the price means that even if you're using other series, there's a lot out there, even if you're doing that, you will have access to all of mine. And so you can use them whenever, however you want to. So, like I said, here's that little icon down here. And if you're not a paid subscriber, you won't see this download for paid subscribers button. But if you are, you'll see that. And that's where you'll download. That will take you right to that file sharing space where you can download all of those materials. Remember that in Hightail, the file sharing space, you do not have to have an account there. You do not have to sign in there. You just download. Now, a couple of ways, actually, I will go there. So here you're going to get here, and here's the link to get to the files. This is going to tell you how to download all the files, right? So that's worth a read the first couple of times. And then click on the link, and it takes you right to all of the files. No need to sign in or anything. Now, here's what you're going to do, admins, if you want to send access to these files to your folks. Right up here, I'm going to click in the URL address in my browser. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste that in an email to my team, and they can get directly in here without, without having to log in or anything. That's the way you share files. Yes, this is an extra step. The other thing you could do, and I haven't done a lot of research about this yet, but you could create an email address and create a password. So create an email address that everybody uses and a password that all your team uses so that you are getting into this account, anybody on your team. So that is another way to do that. And so I will be sending out some more information about that. I think that's been the most confusing thing, because we used to give team members access to the files, but it was through a very complicated system that was part of a system that costs a lot, which I am going to have to, at the end of the year, get rid of in order to afford to have $100 subscriptions. All right. So last thing I'm going to show you here before we get to the liturgical year, and that is I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to show you how to get to notifications. Friends, this is a social network, Substack is. Some of you will enjoy that, and some of you just want to only use it for Worship Design Studio, and that is absolutely understandable. So here's what I want you to do. Go over to your icon, and you're going to click on that. Now, manage subscription is when you go into that, you'll be able to see what is your expiration date. You'll be able to, if you have a comp subscription right now, which most of you do, because I have manually put in your expiration date for your current subscription. And so you'll need to enter your credit card in. It will not get charged until your renewal date. So you can put it in and forget it, so that when it comes up and it's only, you'll get charged that $100. But down here in settings, let's open that up. And let me show you that it's going to show you lots of things, but you can go down here to notifications. And for every one of these, there are choices. All right. So you can just have delivery preference to the app or email or both email and app. You don't have to use the app at all. Just click prefer email if you prefer that. Engagement. You can turn off all of these so you won't get emails every time something happens. Or if you are using the app, you can just put it to push and that will notify you on your phone. But you can turn all of that off. Messaging. This is really important. So right now it is defaulted to allow message requests from everyone. That means everyone on the Substack universe. If you do not want to be contacted by anyone other than who you're subscribed to, especially if you're just subscribed to Worship Design Studio, you want to change that to no one. All right. You won't see these other things because that's just for me, the admin. But no one will make sure that you do not get contacted by anyone in a direct message that you don't want to be contacted by. Additionally, you can hide things, right? You can hide people. You can make sure that, let's see, it's down here, content preferences. Look, you can block people, you can mute people, you can hide publications so that you never see them again in the feed. But again, if you just bookmark the worshipdesignstudio.substack.com page, then you are going to just be going to our Worship Design Studio page to get what you need and get back off again. So that's a really important thing to do, and that is to set your notifications to the way that you want it, so that you can utilize Substack just in the way that you want it and no other way. So, friends, that is pretty much it. Worship education. Oh my goodness, if you haven't found this yet, this is everything here is free to everybody. And so I have put my courses in a very visible, user-friendly, simple way. Here's the one we're doing today, storyboarding the journey. And so you want to access storyboarding and you can download the all of the documents that I have. Here's the worship team covenant, developing the team, the storyboard handout. That's probably the most important one. And then all of these will be all the sessions that I'm recording today, and I will post them there. All right. And so let me just also say that I have the slides for everything I'm doing today also already in there. And so you can download those and follow along if you want to, or download them later. Okay. So here's one thing I want to show you on the slides, and that is my friend Eric Folkerth he has a Substack thing. And this I got a notification in my email this morning. I will start doing Substack lives and you will get an email like this that says, Marcia McPhee is live on Substack now. And so you'll just click, and I've been doing that, watching some of the people I follow, and it's a wonderful kind of thing. I will probably do that maybe once a month, and it'll be kind of like office hours, Q&A. I may share an article with you or what have you, but that is what that looks like when it comes to your email. All right, friends. I said before that the annual subscription is now $100. The monthly is $80. Do not do that. All right. That is basically because we can't get rid of the monthly. Substack just does that automatically, but we don't do monthly. So that's just a cue to you. Don't do that. All right. Philanthropist subscription is that one that is the same price as the subscription has been since 2014. And that is if your church can still afford it and wants to support the work, make sure that I'm eating enough. It's fine. I'm going to eat enough, but I do appreciate the support. And if your church can afford it, I will gift 2 tiny little lay-led congregations with full access. I want to pay it forward. It's a way that you can be part of that paying forward, because that's what all of this is about me paying forward all the gifts I've been given. So, and then the Nun is that free subscription, which has access to everything except for those download buttons that take you to the Hightail space.